This next lesson is showing how to get a fraction equivalent to the improper fraction 4/3. So the first difficulty here is when you have an improper fraction and you start to draw it. So you say, okay, it's thirds. You always start with the denominator to write your whole. So you say, okay, it's thirds, so I'm going to break the whole rectangle up into 3 equal parts. But when you start shading 4 of them, you run out. You say, okay, here's 1, and it's hard to shade on the iPad, but I'll do the best I can. Here's 2. Here's 2 of them, and there's 3. I need 1 more. And so the deal is when you're working with an improper fraction where the number of pieces shaded is more than the number of pieces there are in each hole, you have to draw another hole. So just as we talked about in the other lesson, the size and shape of those holes needs to be the same, and the size of the pieces needs to be the same. But now I've got 6 pieces I have available to me to shade, and because of this gap in the middle, they're not sixths. Each hole, there's 1 hole, there's another hole. Each hole has 3 pieces in it. So the denominator 3 is still correct, but now we have plenty of pieces to shade, and we can shade the 4th third. So there's how to shade 4/3. I want to get a fraction equivalent to that, so let me draw it again. Here's 4/3 again to make sure it's equivalent, and actually let me get rid of this arrow. It's going to be in the way, and start over with the rectangle. I'm not satisfied with the size and shape of it, so let's try again. So here once again is thirds, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to get a fraction equivalent, just like I did with the proper fraction, we're going to break up each piece into the same number of littler pieces. So I'm going to go just break them in half. So I'm going to take another color and go right down the middle. And that's certainly, again, the same amount shaded. I've got 3 strips and 1 extra, so 4 strips in the 4/3, and I've still got those 4 columns or 4 strips shaded, but now I've got little, they almost look like squares, I've got little pieces. And in each hole, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little pieces. So the denominator is 6, and the total number of shaded is the 6, 7, 8. So we know, because it's the equivalent amounts, we know that 4/3 is equivalent to 8/6.